Today's topic is breaking the myth of work from home. I don't know why I'm so excited to talk about this topic. Ugh. Let's get into it.
Hi, I'm Leon. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I'd love for you to subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Here on this channel, we talk about work from home, building routines that actually work, and romanticizing our everyday life. Stay with me. Let's get into it.
When most people hear work from home, something subtle happens in their mind. I used to be one of those people. And obviously, I wouldn't say it out loud, but there used to be a quiet assumption in my head to say that work is easier, work is less demanding, and you can work in any setup, right? And also, that you can work with a coffee on your hand, you can have a Netflix in your background. Think about that kind of setup when you're just chilling in the house. I used to think that's a setup of work from home. And please don't judge me. I was still young. That was before COVID. I'm not even justifying it. But I used to think that real work should look uncomfortable. Please forgive me. I'm grown now. Let's slow down a bit. Most of our lives, work has always been associated with sacrifice. Think of early alarms, being stuck in traffic, being in crowded places, physical presence, rigid rules, being watched, and being tired visibly. We learned slowly and repeatedly that effort is proven through suffering. So much so that when somebody removes suffering, then people start to question the effort. And that's where the myth begins. But today, we are to clarify that. And the reason why this myth survives is because most of the hardest part of work from home happens silently in the person's mind where no one can see it. Let me explain what that really looks like. Think of a morning that looks easy but is not. The first person gets out of the bed, showers, dresses, grabs the coffee, and get out of the door. They get stuck in traffic, there's noise, there's irritation. By the time they sit by their desk, they already feel like they've earned the right to be tired. The second person wakes up at 7, stays at home, prepare their coffee quietly. There's no traffic, there's no boss watching, and there's no agency that the environment is forcing to them. And they still do the same work that the first person is doing. When you look from the outside, you feel like the second person is having it much easier than the first person. But inside the second person's room, there's something different that's happening. There's no external pressure pushing this person into focus. No physical transition from home to work. No one noticing whether they start at 8 o'clock or 5 minutes past 8. Every single action now depends on their internal decision making. Do I start now or do I scroll a bit? Focus deeply or do I half work and half drift? Do I take this seriously even though no one is watching? That internal conversation is exhausting in ways most people never acknowledge. Now, let's talk about why offices feel productive even when they are not. So, in an office environment, people come to the office, they sit down at their desk, they attend the meetings, they respond to the emails, and the day fills itself. But coming to the reality of things, there's a huge difference between filling the day and producing a value. Many office workers know this feeling, the feeling of being busy without being effective. It's even worse, the feeling of staying behind, not because you have work to do, but because leaving early just felt suspicious. Let us not forget the feeling of stretching a task because time has to be filled. Office rewards visibility. When you work from home, the work from home removes that safety net. So there's nowhere to hide. Let's touch on the first month of remote work. Let me walk you through a real scenario slowly. Now, somebody transitioned from remote work to working from home. Let's give you a character. Let's call her Maya. Week 1 feels amazing. Maya wakes up without a panic. She prepares her coffee without any rush. She gets to work and get most of her tasks done. And she gets to think, wow, I get most of the stuff done when I work from home. Week 2 is different. There's no novelty anymore. There's no adrenaline. And days are starting to blend together. Maya now notices that she takes up her phone more frequently and she always tells herself that I'll make up the time later. Week 3 now arrives. Quietly so. Maya is now technically working all day, but mentally felt scattered. She starts earlier and ends later, but somehow feel like she's doing this. She answers messages late at night because she did not deeply focus during the day. Oh Maya, her brain never fully shuts down. By week 4, something uncomfortable hits her. She realizes that office used to force discipline to her, of which she never had to consciously build. And now she has to create it from nothing. And that realization, it's not freeing. It feels heavy. What is it that Maya's situation teach us? There are few elements, but let's touch into this one in particular. The loneliness of self-discipline. Discipline is lonely when no one is watching. Clock it, child. Nobody talks about this except in this channel. In an office environment, discipline is shared and everybody looks busy together, and there's so much comfort in that collective effort. And when it comes to home, discipline is a private responsibility. No one sees you when you close that distracting tab. No one sees you when you choose to start right on time, when you could choose to start later. And there's no applause for self-control. And that's why work from home is not easier. It's just quieter. Just quiet enough that your habit starts to shout louder. This proves to us that comfort does not create laziness, it reveals it. How many times have you heard, I'd be lazy if I worked home? Of course, I've also heard it several times that I cannot even count. And what they are really saying is, I rely on pressure to behave well. Remember, comfort does not make people lazy, it removes excuses. When you are uncomfortable, you can blame the environment. But when you are comfortable, the only thing left to confront is yourself. And that confrontation is deeply uncomfortable for so many people. Let's move into the midday collapse. It's 1:30, the lunch is over, the house is quiet. In an office, this is the moment where people pretend to work while waiting for the day to just end. At home, there's no pretending. That's where discipline is tested the most. You sit there staring at your screen and you feel your energy dip. This moment reveals everything. Do you stop and drift, telling yourself that I'm gonna catch up later? Or do you reset, refocus, and continue? That decision repeated hundreds of times is what work from home looks like. You know the meme where somebody says that your work looks easier because you just sit in front of your computer? Think about that. That hurts, right? Of course it does. Because this invalidates the invisible work that we do. This person is dismissing your mental discipline, emotional regulation, your self-accountability, not to mention your boundary enforcement. Just a tip, these are not soft skills, they are survival skills in remote work. And people who master them are not lazy, they are trained. And let this video serve as your training. Please, if you've learned anything so far, please drop it in the comment section and let's continue with the video. Have you ever worked from home and you felt strangely tired without being able to explain why? Now you know. You were not tired from the task, but you were tired from making decisions. Decisions as to when to stop, decision to stay focused, and decision to be disciplined. And the strange thing is, we are only just beginning this conversation. Working from home is not equal to doing less. Now, let's talk about Maya's long-term growth and emotional close. By the time a year had passed, Maya no longer saw work from home as a phase. It was not even something that she was adjusting to, but it was simply how she worked. From the outside, nothing had changed. Same apartment, same desk, same systems, but internally, something was different. In the beginning, time felt slippery to Maya, and days blended together. Work spilled into her life, and her life interrupted work. And everything felt unfinished. Now she's deliberate with time. She starts her day with so much intention. She does not rush, yet she does not drift. She knows when to start work and when to stop work. Evenings are hers again. Isn't it that nice? Have you ever felt like Maya? Please drop it in the comment section if you've ever. She was getting more accomplished not because work disappeared, but because now she knows how to contain it. That alone changed her energy more than any productivity trick ever had. Let me tell you about the exciting part of it. One evening, Maya finishes off work and closed her laptop completely. Later that night, a notification came in. Nothing urgent. Something she could easily have answered. She looks at her phone, she felt the old reflex rise up. Then she puts her phone down, not out of rebellion, not out of laziness, but because she trusted that she could handle it tomorrow. That small moment would have terrified her if it was a year ago. And now it felt calm. And that's what we call growth. Now, Maya stopped needing validations. In the office, she used to measure her value by reactions. The praise, the recognition, the being seen as busy or reliable. But work from home stripped all of that. At first, the absence of feedback felt unsettling. She really wondered if she was doing good enough. And over time, something shifted. She stopped needing constant confirmation. She then trusted her own standards. She knew when her work was good enough, she knew when she had shown up fully, and she knew when she had not. And that internal clarity replaced the external validation that she ever needed. Let's touch on the quiet achievements. Let's say that Maya completed a project that took 2 weeks of focused effort. It wasn't loud, it simply worked clean and effectively. And when the acknowledgement came, it was brief as well. It was a simple message, a thank you. And that was enough for Maya because she knew what it took to get there. Unfortunate for her, she didn't need the noise anymore. When people casually joked about work from home being easy, Maya never felt defensive this time around. She understood something now, that they were no longer minimizing her effort, but they were revealing their misunderstanding. No insult to the people that didn't know. But if you've been watching this video and you got to this point, now you understand the difference. And let me tell you something, working from home didn't change how Maya worked. It changed how she lived. She became someone who followed through, somebody who respected her own time, and she didn't need to be pushed to do her own work. And please be like Maya this year. It's still the beginning of 2026. You can do it. That self-leadership stayed with her beyond work. It showed up in her health, in her relationships, and in her confidence. Now she trusted herself, and that trust was earned. The myth of saying that work from home means doing less. Maya's life proves the opposite. It means managing more. Self-discipline, accountability, and self-management. Work never disappears. It moves inside your house. And the people that learn to carry it quietly become stronger than they ever had to be before. Before you leave, I'd like to hear from you. Have you ever worked from home, or are you working from home? And which part of this felt real to you? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I do read them. And chances are someone else scrolling wants to know that they're not alone in how they feel. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not for more content like this. And if you know somebody who needs to hear this, you can go ahead and share the video with them. I appreciate it so much. Bye.